What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday to you. I have a little bit more makeup on right now because I'm just coming back from an event. It was awesome. We were highlighting best places to work, and my company was one of them. So I'm very proud to work for my organization. Lots of stuff going on. I did a video yesterday, didn't post it, and I'm like, I need to figure out how to make these things shorter. But really quickly, that video recapped Dave Chapelle, who is currently being canceled. He's on the chop block now too. And NBC is getting tagged now because he did a monologue on Saturday Night Live. And apparently, look, I am not anti-Semitic, but it is the Jewish community that is very, very upset again. They have this ADL that is, man, let me just stop. Let me stop. But all I can say is that they need to leave Dave Chapelle alone. He's a comedian. And I think everything that Dave said, in his banter was true in terms of conversations that are happening. These are reoccurring conversations. At some point, you just cannot run from, obvious things. Obvious things cannot be hate speech. And I'm just going to leave it at that. And they also need to leave Kyrie Irving alone. That was a very interesting documentary. And for the record, there was only one reference to the Holocaust in which the filmmaker quoted somebody. And it wasn't, I don't think that it's reasonable for anybody to believe that the Holocaust didn't happen. That's just like saying slavery didn't happen. We know the Holocaust happened, right? I was not there. I don't know the conditions, but we know that there was a coordinated effort to harm individuals, Jewish people predominantly, but there were other people that were also harmed in the Holocaust. People of different faiths were harmed in the Holocaust. So, even though it was clearly an attack against Jewish individuals, there were other individuals with purple triangles that were also victims of the Holocaust. I think that that's worth noting as well. And so I just think that, getting back to the documentary, though, that documentary inspired me. I am not going to lie. Hebrews to Negros inspired me because it's almost like it puts an aspect of your ancestry and your history in perspective that, you would never have associated with, thought about. And I just think that it was just interesting, I'm not going to say I agree with everything in the film. I'm not that lettered in research in that particular area. But from a biblical perspective, which I am versed in the Bible, I would say that he was tying together some things that I was just like, wow, I got to do some more research. So I don't understand, though, why Kyrie Irving is being attacked for sharing that documentary, outside of the fact that it is a very uncomfortable conversation that the documentary explores. And, I will concede to that with the Jewish people. I mean, it is a uncomfortable conversation that is being explored in that film because it's empowering for Black people and Black indigenous people. But, obviously, it is a threat to the identity, I would say, of individuals who come from different sects of Judaism today that we know of. So, it's a sensitive topic, and I think that this conversation could be insensitive to both sides of the argument if it's not handled with care. And that's why I just tell people, handle these arguments with care. And, don't be attacking, don't be attacking, but, put your facts on the table, argue the facts, don't be condescending or deflective, because I did notice in some of the debates between some Hebrew Israelites that I saw and some Sephardic Jews, they were not very comfortable with the conversation. They really were not versed enough to be able to have a debate with these Hebrew Israelites. And they were just kind of deflecting onto, let's just be peaceful, let's be this, let's be that. But it's like, you can say that. You've been living in a comfort that Black people just have not enjoyed. So it's an interesting topic. I'm interested in exploring more. I'm not anti-Semitic at all, and in fact, I may not be in a position to be anti-Semitic, according to this documentary. So we'll see. I'm definitely looking forward to more research and more information about the topic. But moving on, FTX. Oh my God, what in the devil? I looked at that dude, Sam Bankman-Fried, and I'm like, insecure, glory whore. If you didn't have money, you probably hate everybody and everything. Thank God your parents are scholarly people. They taught you so well. Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO, head honcho, chief donor, the second largest donor to the Democratic Party, donated $40 million in this midterm cycle. How about that? Well, he's probably going to go to jail. And if he don't go to jail, it'll be an injustice. I mean, these white-collar crimes hurt a lot of people. Like, you talking about a dude selling marijuana on the street, getting like 10, 15 years. These people are embezzling money, frauding people, allegedly, possibly. I'm going to say allegedly, possibly with this, because obviously Sam Bankman-Fried and his conglomerates must have their due process. And guess what? The legal system is like mostly Democrats. So he about to get a going on, boy. The system is so rigged. The system is rigged. It's just so rigged. That's all I got to say about that. It's so rigged. But we'll see what happens with that. But man, I heard some people put a lot of their assets in that crypto, that token. I mean, and it teaches you, right? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like Wu-Tang say, you got to diversify your assets. You got to diversify, like Wu-Tang said and Dave Chapelle. You got to diversify your assets. And you definitely don't want most of them in a volatile token. I mean, I feel bad for the people that got duped by that. I really do. I really do. We'll see what happens with that too. We shall see. That man better go to jail, him and his little conglomerates. They better go to jail. If they don't go to jail, I truly do believe in white privilege. I believe in white privilege if that guy does not go to jail. I do. I do. That's some Madoff stuff right there. And they even said that Ukraine was like war-torn Ukraine, a country in which we're giving out billions of dollars of our taxpayers' money, collapsing our economy. They were even invested in FTX. How about that? That is going to be an interesting development. And I hope that somebody with integrity really unfolds it, because that's juicy, right? That's juicy. That's juicy justice, right? Publicly shame these people. They should be ashamed of themselves. But if they won't be ashamed of themselves, let the public do it, you know? That would be juicy if somebody who had the balls, I'm talking about a reporter, a federal agent, you know, anybody who had the balls to really see this through to justice, real justice. You will be giving these pathetic media outlets some juiciness, some good juiciness that we've been missing in the public for a long time because the news sucks. Absolutely sucks. But anywho, back to it. Trump is about to run. I think he's announcing that he's running. I don't think that anybody didn't see that coming, right? I think that Trump is pretty controversial, and I think that the Democrats are going to do everything in their power to make him controversial. That's like their thing, right? Set up, grave dig. They don't run on core values, morals, anything that makes a person a respectable leader. They don't run on stuff like that. They run on like eight-year-old stuff, right? Children stuff, right? And when the children are back in the White House, and it's just like, look at your base. Look at you. You behave like children. You behave like children. It's like anything the Democrats say, you have to like kind of take the opposite of it because they're delusional and irrational, a lot of them, right? So if there's like the grown-ups are in the White House, you know the kids are in the White House, right? You know, if they say, you know, he's a crook and he's going to send us into war, you know they ass is going to do that, right? Trump didn't have us up in no Ukraine, right? Putin didn't move on Ukraine when Trump was president. Y'all forgot about that, right? And like, look, I am not a Trump worshiper. I've never been a Trump stir. Is that what they call him? None of that. I voted for Donald Trump in the second term because I just thought he was a way better option than Biden. And I was right. When Biden won, I actually cried. And those were not tears of joy. I'm like, that was a fuck. I didn't even think I got the K because I got a list. But I'm just saying, it's like Biden is a horrible president. The administration is horrible. Kamala Harris, she's the worst vice president, at least in my lifetime. And I have not seen any substantial... The media is hyping her up, okay? The media is hyping up her. Kamala Harris, but real people know, like that woman. Whew, you would think that somebody who has been in politics as long as she had would be able to articulate better, but this is who we are. Like, I mean, honestly, I knew, you know, the final straw that broke the camel's back for me, that like kind of just told me that U.S. politics it's just a crap show, is the Fetterman Democrat and the Herschel Walker Republican. This is who these people are throwing at their base. They're throwing these people at their base. And then you got these people choosing between the best of the worst. Right? So with Fetterman, they had Oz, and Oz was like, shoot, I got this in the bag so much, I'm not even about to go hard, really, until the end, because look at that guy. I mean, come on. And that guy beat you. That guy beat your Oz. And then you got Herschel Walker. I don't like Warnock. You know, I just think he's like, if I could, like, put a face to an angry black man, like the ones that I would like never ever date, like I have a hard time dating certain type of black men because they're just angry. They're angry. They're entitled. They're victimized. It's like, Jesus Christ. Why are we electing these people? Like, if everyone is to be the victim, who will be the soldiers? The victims? Rip America. Rest in peace, America. But anyways, you know, Herschel Walker seems like a nice guy. He seems like that guy that just really means well. You know, just sweet guy, means well. But he's not qualified. Warnock really isn't qualified. But if you had to really measure qualifications between the two, it's like, it's a stalemate. They're both weak candidates in Georgia. I mean, they are. I mean, I think Herschel Walker will definitely work within the interest of conservative values. So I think that is one of the bigger things. If you feel like God is being removed from the union, if you feel like, you know, all this demonic push to put trans stuff on our kids and indoctrinate them with some bullshit, if you think that that is unacceptable, then you obviously go with the conservative one. But if you feel like, oh, this is all acceptable and I want my kids to be indoctrinated and told that they are another sex, excuse me, I have like the worst allergies, then go with the liberals. I mean, they're pushing all kinds of crazy deviant stuff on our kids, on our society, and they think it's cool. They think it's popular because obviously you have the insecure people of society who have realized that if they just band together in a movement, they can change society into this wacky, whacked out reality that we're transitioning to today in America. So interesting times, you guys. Interesting times that we are living in. But we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. And we're going to keep our prayers up. And we're going to keep navigating this craziness, right? We're going to keep navigating this craziness. And we're just going to do what we need to do to secure ourselves and our household. And last note, you know, parents, please get involved with being the primary influence in your kids' lives again. You know, they don't want parents to be an influence on their children. They don't want parents to be able to say, hey, this is not useful for you to learn. You don't have to, right? They don't want that involvement because these people are trying to take our children. Slowly but surely, they are introducing curriculum, psychology curriculum, turning the kids against the parents, elevating the kids' intellect over the parents. I tell my kids all the time, I can leave the private sector right now and go be a teacher and be a damn good teacher. But your teacher is not going to be able to leave her public service easy job, right, of basically teaching kids repetitive curriculum. She's not going to be able to go in the private sector and just kick ass. Most teachers won't be able to do it because they're altruistic, right? They're going to want somebody to hold their hands, you know, and this is not all teachers. The old school teachers, y'all could probably make it anywhere. These new school teachers, not so much. Not so much. The purple-haired ones, not so much. The private sector will eat them alive because capitalism is not for people like that. Like, it's just not. It's like you can get what you can from the system by way of however you choose to invest. But capitalism, in terms of competition, 9 times out of 10, for most of these altruistic new gen people, they're going to have a hard time and unless they grow a pair, stop thinking, let's stop talking about college.